Today's show is called Moral Dilemma of the Games of Shame on March 13th, 2026. Basically, a choice is made to face the fire or the fears. The moralist is a mortal using morals to cope with his ignorance of birth, life, death, and why. The moral doctrines allow members of the community to be publicly ashamed by copying and coping, which then becomes communal and ingrained from one generation to the next. The morals are not the problem, their origin is. Facing away from your inner fire that is unified causes the focus to be turned outward to the realms of light, separations, and definitions.
So definitions have their place and their value, but they do put things in a box and contain them. So as we publicly together share our communal shame of our behavior of idolatry, it grows and it becomes more painful as we fail to face this. And as we share it, we turn away from each other into isolation and also exclusivity, and then we use pride to fill the gaps. We forget our inception into perishability as mortals, and we trade that ignorance of it into focusing on the pains, murders, and disasters of other people via the media vehicles and gossiping. The culprit of this crime is the collaborations between the rulers and we, the populace, who create via the supernatural power of our wills, ever-changing scenarios to extend the game of shame.
No matter how forgetful we become, we're always in a proving ground or battlefield where we are displaying our source power to bend and create realities to each other and ourselves. When we face our source power, we face the fire. When we ignore the fire, we face our fears. Suffer deconstructed means to ignore the fire.
The history and reality of agony and ignorance. Well, the reality of agony and ignorance is a disproportioning of the focuses of either fear or fire. And this was made tilted and more powerful since the Roman NWO of I-345. And as Rome later fell, the stakeholders of power and intelligence moved to the HRC. No, not Hillary Rodham Clinton's house. The Holy Roman Church. They continue to hold power over the minds of the populace up to today by overlording as masters the dynasties of machines, money, medical, governments, education, and media. Their methods result in a docking of the natural triune and the universal gender format of child, mother, and father that is the energetic format of each human being. A doctrine is a doc plus a trine, or a docked triune.
Ultimately, a choice is made to face the fire or the fears. One gives suffering, the other contentment. And now we're moving on to arguments and questions about this topic. And a chat partner said, that's moral doctrine.
Right, and repeating made extra real by the Roman NWO that's still in power today, the doc plus the triune. I venture into the sage field every morning to wait for the sunrise to come over the horizon so I can gaze it while I smell the dew, and it appears over the horizon. I breathe the dew and listen to the birds chirp, which opens the stigmata of the plants. Sun gazing restores your immortal cells to maximum functionality. I literally direct my reality every waking moment, and then I exhaust myself and die asleep. In Latin, a day was called a die.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice one. I like the idea of dying every time we sleep and coming to life every time we wake up.
Well, we do die during sleep. It's a form of death, and it's also the S plus the leap. It happens within a 1440-minute cycle, but that number reduces to the 144. The S in S leap represents the schism of creation that's repeated once every day. It means the thought before the manifestation. The word S also means the letter S.
That makes me want to ask you, what's your view on how reality works?
Well, in simple terms, man is willing reality. It's a combination of the power of his design and where he points his nose. We are doing it independently and also in pairings and groups. It's powered by will, natural design, and our built in power source. The source itself maintains the game. Man plays it.
Can you tell us some spiritual experiences you've had or what made you find out about shifting?
Well, I went through or had 4 years of visions and revelations as a child, and then I met a real mystic.
And can you go further on that?
Well, I never told anyone about the visions, including the mystic, till later in life, but at 7 years of age, I realized that all of the adults are under covert hypnosis, and I swore then that I would break the crime.
Ooh, what covert hypnosis? What does that really entail?
Well, via eyes and ears, I see them lying from both sides of their mouth, then they admit it in the front of their mouth with cartoons and jokes, and I knew this was a problem through my intuition. It took me a lifetime to break the crime, but now I'm coming out to let other people know.
Oh, I think I understand that. That's really cool.
I also found out what the rapture really is during that time.
What is the rapture to you?
Well, it's dying. Rapture, as taught to us, is a lie. It's the opposite of what we're taught. We do get sucked up to the sky, but it's not so great when we get to the top.
And someone asked, how would you know that even? And when is that?
Well, I already stated why and how, but when? To know what happens tomorrow, look at what happened yesterday and today, because all nows are an aggregate of all pasts. Money replaced God back in Babylon times with shekels, 7,000 years ago. Since then, we have had the suggestions in our ears from the Molochs and the Baals and the Satans and the Satan, on and off, duality gods, and many other gods of power, which led to our modern societies of mind control and money programs, which alter the human mind and what he values and what he sees as potentials.
We are in perfect health after 16 years of no killing. You may be demonic as you are at the controls of you. Does anyone here recognize they are occupying a soul? Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior, is a cartoon designed by politicians. Does anyone want the truth? How hard is it to listen? Will it kill you? Does anyone have any questions? Who will discuss the truth of birth, life, death, and why? We solved every lie ever told to a human. Anyone will hear? When we think of the symbol X, what do we see? The X is a symbol of the axis, and also a symbol of the twin human within all humans. Example means X, ample.
And axis is the center still point and a way of openly saying to our eyes and ears, the X is.